Okay. All right, let's get going officially then. Mute you guys. All right, you can all hear me all right? Yes? Excellent. So welcome. Happy Sunday and happy Navaratri. We are in the middle of the spring celebration of the goddess. Happens twice a year, in the spring and in the autumn. And so we are on the last night. It's 9 nights, started on Tuesday. So we are on the last night that is dedicated to Lakshmi. And then we start tomorrow moving into Saraswati energy, began with Durga. And the process of Navaratri, I've been likening it to the image that we have of the lotus, right? So we use the lotus as the symbol of what it means to have spiritual realization, because the lotus begins its growth, right, underneath the water in the mud. It starts in the muck and the dirt and the gross and everything that you're like, ugh. You know, you put your feet in it if you're in a lake and you kind of cringe a little bit because it feels so weird. But that is what allows us to have this process where we reach, right? They say the lotus starts in the dark and it reaches for the sun. Doesn't know what direction or how far it has to go. It just keeps reaching for the sun. And then eventually it rises above the surface of the water, and that's where it blooms. And the quality of the lotus is that as it blooms, its leaves are almost have like a residue, or its surface is impermeable. So water rolls off of it, dirt rolls off of it, right? So that it blooms beautiful, whole, and impervious, right? It's in the world, spreading beauty, but it does not become affected by the conditions of the world. And so this is our Navaratri journey, right? Is Durga is the energy that is pulling us up into our strength, out of our darkness, awareness of how the darkness or how our attachments have become so overwhelming. She pulls us up, allows us to disengage, end the fight, end the conflict. And then Lakshmi is that energy that is the actual opening, or the finding yourself opening to the sun, right? What it means to have a sense of inner abundance and a sense that the world itself is an abundant place. It's a place that's full of beauty, even though that beauty includes all of those dark places that we just thought we got out of, right? The beauty includes all of that. And then Saraswati is that experience of finally being above, quote, above it all, where you're able to see everything from a whole perspective. And the ecstasy of that, the joy of that, is being in that fully open state and saying, I'm here, I'm alive. And because I'm alive, I will allow everything to be part of my experience. I won't turn away, right? This is our wisdom, the ability to be in the world, but not to be stuck in the world. So let the eyes close if they have not already, finding your seat. Then you're bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Good, palm to palm, and keep the pinky fingers, thumbs, and heels of the hands together. Widen the middle 3 fingers in your palms, so you're making like a little cup or a little flower, and that rests at the heart. And just begin to feel the breath as it flows. Maybe allowing yourself to pause at the top of the inhale, just so that you can feel the pause and then feel the release of the pause. Maybe pause at the bottom of the exhale. Again, just so you can feel the difference between when you restrict the breath and when you let it be free. So it's little pauses. Top of the breath, pause. Bottom of the breath, pause. And begin to turn this into a Sitali breath. So what that means is that as you inhale, you're going to stick out your tongue, curl it into a little straw, sip your breath in through that curled tongue. Attention all the way up to the third eye, pause. And then bring the tongue in, closed mouth, exhale through the nose. And hold at the bottom of the breath if you'd like. And then again, inhaling through the curled tongue. Attention up to the third eye, pause there. And then you exhale, close the mouth, release the breath. And continue like that, breathing in through the curled tongue or an O-shaped mouth if you cannot curl your tongue. And exhaling through the nose. Again, every inhale, you bring the breath up to the space of the third eye. And every exhale, if you want to drop the attention down to the base of your spine, it's beautiful. Working this connection between the area of the Kundalini energy at the base of the spine and what's considered to be the Shiva point, the third eye, when the two come together, Shiva and Shakti, as we have complete realization, the absolute realization. Feel your breath getting longer because you are drawing it through this curled tongue. And feeling every exhale as a real release. The flower petals dropping wide. It's a release of effort. Sipping the breath in through a curled tongue. Breath for cooling and calming the nervous system. No matter how zen we think we are, how much we practice, I guarantee day to day your nervous system is riled up. To breathe long and steady. Bless you. The open hands, the open flower. Let it be an inspiration for the mind to remain just as open. You work with your breath, you're working with your prana. And the next time that you exhale, release the breath. Release the mudra, bringing the palms together. Pausing for a moment, pressing the tips of each finger against each other. Then release the hands down to the knees or the thighs. Do a little bit of seated cat-cow, just moving the spine. You can keep the eyes closed. Good. And then slowly bring yourself back to stillness again, settling into your seat, settling into yourself, maybe a little bit deeper. And then with the awareness inward, start to connect to the sound of your heartbeat, the feeling of your heartbeat. If it's very difficult for you to find, you can place a hand physically on the heart. As you breathe in, you're breathing in the seed sound doom. D-U-M, doom. Every breath repeating the sound doom. The seed sound for Durga. Who appears as a reservoir of strength, courage, steadfastness, complete faith, transformation. She is all things, all forms. So within herself, all other names of the goddess emanate through her. Repeating the sound doom with each breath. And imagining what it would feel like to be in any one of those attributes. Pick one. I can name them again: strength, courage, steadfastness, complete faith, transformation, protection, peace. Pick one to embody. What it means to pick one is to, with that sound, every time you repeat the word doom, you're drawing the reality of that concept into yourself. This is what it means to meditate on an idea. We don't meditate it on the way that our mind likes to think of it, as we meditate on what is the whole reality. So it can be revealed through our mind. So it's not strength as you've known it before, it's strength that is beyond what you've known. It's faith beyond what you have felt. It's not in time or place. You let your entire mind be filled with that concept. And as you are breathing, you are literally breathing the reality of that thing. You disappear inside of it. Merge with it. The sound is doom, but the thought is whatever attribute you have chosen. I always set an intention. You take this attribute that you have chosen. This is just one way to do it. You agree, you vow. When you come back from meditation, you re-enter the world, is that you will approach everything, every moment through this attribute. Looking at the world through the eyes of faith, through the eyes of peace, through the eyes of protection, the eyes of courage. So that you keep this flow of the reality of this energy moving through you. It comes through your words, comes through your actions, comes through your eyes, comes through your presence. Even when you are doing nothing, it's felt. Our practice of meditation is experienced through the mind, but it is not limited to the mind. So you make the promise to yourself that you will not waver from this desire to be this concept, to carry it. That even if you think you are doing it imperfectly, unskillfully, you do not waver. You are the voice of peace. You are the hands of courage. You are the heart of faith. And this is what you carry, you emanate into the world. So when we meditate on a thought, we meditate on an intention, so that you immerse yourself in the universal form of that. All meditation, this is what we're seeking, is that the boundaries of the mind disappear and we become immersed in that which is universal. And we become the voice of that, the hands of that, the heart of that. The sound is Doom, Durga, who is all things. You, who are Durga, are all forms, all names. You pick any one that speaks deeply to your heart and you become it. Just a couple more breaths to feel yourself really resonating with, attuning yourself to the attribute you wish to see grow, the intention that you have for how you will live it in the world. Don't limit yourself to, I'm going to do it this way. Keep yourself open to the reality that you are simply going to be it in every moment. It's a promise you make. And Durga, if you make it in her presence or with her sound, is the steadfastness that you will not waver. Even if you plan to waver, you'll feel her hand at your back that says, remember, you are faith, you are courage, you are strength, you are peace. You are all things and you cannot be defeated. You cannot fail. It's impossible for you to fail. One more deep breath in, the sound is Doom. And then exhale, release the sound. Release for a moment your attention on your focal point. And whatever you chose, so don't forget what you chose. I want you to think of the other side of that coin. So if you chose faith, you're thinking about doubt. If you chose courage, maybe you're experiencing going into fear. Little Tonglen meditation. So as you inhale, you are breathing in the shadow side or the difficult side of whatever you've chosen to embody. You're breathing it in, the feeling, the reality of it, for yourself and all others who have felt that way. And then as you exhale, you are breathing out the embodied reality, the solution, the answer. To continue breathing in whatever the shadow is, the challenge, feeling it fully. Then exhale the solution out into the world, feeling that fully. And that it spreads like roots. It spreads like the circulation of the wind. So whoever needs it will breathe that in the moment that they need it. And when it's you who needs it, it will be on your next breath. So breathe in what is difficult, what is challenging. Breathe out the solution. Don't worry about who needs it or why or where. You just breathe it out. This endless flow of breath is the goddess herself. So there's no limit to what can be brought into you. There's no limit to what you can express out into the world. Only you can limit it. Breathe in whatever the challenge is. And if there's something else you're working with in your mind right now that is different from what you were meditating on before, bring that in. And exhale the solution. Just let the flow continue to happen. You're not thinking your way through this. You're feeling. The breath carries it. Don't shy away from the bigness of any feeling that's beyond you. Don't try to hold it, just feel it. And like the breath moving, you let it pass through so that whatever the challenge is naturally becomes the solution. There's two sides of the same breath. This is that flow into that lotus blooming. That you keep taking what feels like your dark and your shadow and your restrictions. And you keep finding in it the seeds that are the light, the bright, the enlightened. Until you no longer see a difference. With your next exhale, let go of your attention to the breath, let go of your attention to the thoughts. Just drop into this feeling that you are floating on the ocean. The breath comes, the breath goes, don't worry about it. You are a little bird on the ocean. You are the sparkle of the sun hitting the waves, or the moon hitting the waves. And the ocean holds you up, it carries you. There is nothing to fear. Just let the mind remain soft. Listen, another mantra for Durga-Kali. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali, Bhadra Kali Kapalini, Durga, Kshama, Shiva, Dhatri, Svaha Svadha, namo-stu-te. Om Jayanti, Mangala, Kali, Bhadra-Kali, Kapalini, Durga, Kshama, Shiva, Dhatri, Svaha Svadha, namo-stu-te. Om Jayanti, Mangala, Kali, Bhadra-Kali, Kapalini, Durga, Kshama, Shiva, Dhatri, Svaha Svadha, namo-stu-te. The one who conquers all, the remover of darkness, beyond time, all auspicious, reliever of difficulties, loving forgiveness, supporter of the universe. Take everything that you are willing to offer, your thoughts, your prayers, your intentions. And we bow to the one that answers all of those prayers. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center, please. Dropping the chin towards your chest. You are absolute everything. So we practice breathing it in and living it. And that's what it means to really be in meditation. It's to surrender yourself to that which is beyond you. Sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week until I see you again. Again, you're in the middle of Navaratri, so you've got a couple more nights dedicated to, tonight is dedicated to Lakshmi, and then 3 nights of Saraswati. So if you don't know who she is, look her up or come to class. I'll be talking about her. But do something, right? Do something so that you acknowledge that there is this energy inside of you that can always be bigger, that can always be let free more, right? Open a door for yourself. All right, if you want to unmute and let me know how that went, I'm always happy to hear. Otherwise, I will see you when I see you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
It was awesome.
That was excellent.
Yay. Good. Good. I hope that helped, Debbie. That was my interpretation of your suggestion about thoughts and intention.
You know, it's hard to know if when you say meditate on a word, you're supposed to meditate on the thought and envision it, or if you just are on the word. That was my confusion.
Yeah, to me, it means that we're really meditating on the deep meaning of it. So, you hold the thought in your mind so that your mind is not jumping to place, but we want to actually feel what the meaning of the word is. So that's the real meditation experience, is that we're feeling the meaning of the word, and it's not just our mind trying to interpret the word.
So it's
That makes
getting out of
sense.
your thoughts on that word.
Yeah, so you have your whole perception on that word. So again, if it's courage, is your whole everything, is what's the meaning of that? What does it feel like? What's its, you let it run through you, right? That's what we're looking for, is that it's not just a thought, but it's a whole body experience. And if the best we can do is just hold that as our one focused thought, then that's a great practice too. I mean, that's the beginning of it. And then we just let it get deeper and deeper and deeper.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I will see you guys soon. So Linda, you guys can stop, and you're gonna have to exit yourselves because Kristen's already here. We're doing a teacher training thing. So Kristen will come back in.